reveals CIA and FBI are monitoring Black Israelites right now. 1. Iran's shocking discovery: U.S. intelligence agencies are watching Black Israelites. The revelation that U.S. intelligence agencies, particularly the CIA and FBI, have placed the Black Israelite movement under intense surveillance has ignited widespread debate and speculation, raising profound questions about the nature of state power, historical narratives, and the limits of religious and civil liberties. According to Iranian intelligence sources, American authorities perceive the movement as a potential destabilizing force, justifying covert monitoring and infiltration. This assertion invites deeper reflection on the motivations behind such scrutiny, the extent of governmental intervention, and the broader philosophical implications of knowledge, control, and state authority. While Iran's claim may be shaped by its own geopolitical agenda, the mere suggestion that a religious community rooted in Black identity and biblical heritage is being watched so closely by the U.S. government rekindles long-standing concerns about surveillance, racial politics, and the mechanisms through which dominant powers seek to regulate historical discourse. The Black Israelite movement has long occupied a space of fascination, controversy, and misrepresentation. At the core of its belief system is the assertion that African Americans, along with other people of color, are the true descendants of the biblical Israelites. This claim challenges conventional Judeo-Christian teachings and Western historical narratives, positioning the movement as both a religious and socio-political force. Over the past several decades, Black Israelite communities have gained visibility in urban.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the head elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Also want to give a shout out there to the hopeful elect, to Yahawah and Yahawah who are sincere in this truth, as well as believers of this word, but not just believers, but doers as well. And again, to you, I'd like to say Shalom. All right, this is just going to be another quick lesson through the spirit of power, Yahawah. And like always, Lord willing, this lesson's edifying, man. If I get straight into it, man, just based off the video we just watched, okay, which we all knew, we always knew that, of course, Esau's been watching. All right, Esau's been watching, but you just seen it says this FBI and the CIA, Israelites are under basically the FBI and CIA investigation. Okay, we're under their surveillance. All right, and this is why the apostles often mention, know what you get yourself into, man. Okay, and that's what's wrong with a lot of jakes. They don't know what they're getting themselves into. Because when you call yourself an Israelite, you basically coming up against the current powers that be, man. All right, you coming up against the current ruler. All right, which is of course we know Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Job 9:24. All right, but when you call yourself an Israelite, you coming up against him and you telling him that he's soon to be cast down. All right, that's basically what you calling yourself. That's basically what you're saying, man. All right, that he's gonna be taken down. Okay, and the Lord is and the Israelites going to be put on top. Of course, starting with the Lord. All right, but how most of these guys thinking, they a lot of these guys don't even consider Yahawah Shemel Shah. What's the like? They don't consider Yahawah Shah. They're just straight Yahawah. But the average Israelite that's not in the truth, he just thinking that his people are going to be on top. Okay, not knowing again, you're calling war against the current ruler that be, man. Okay, and you think is that this devil's not gonna be threatened by that, man? Hell yeah, he's gonna be threatened, man. All right, he's gonna be offended. Okay, that you calling yourself an Israelite, man. All right, one thing he don't want Jake doing is knowing that he's more than a nigger, a Puerto Rican, a Mexican, a Dominican. Hell, even a Native American, man. That's one thing he don't want Jake knowing, man. But the fact that you you realize when you find out who your identity is, now his identity is being revealed, man. You see? And now he's discovered. Okay, he's made bare. His nakedness is being revealed. All right, all his secrets, you know, all the things that he swept up under the rug is being revealed, man. All right, so of course this devil's going to come down with great wrath upon those who proclaim to be Israel, man. All right, but let's get this real quick. This is Job 15 and verse 21. It says, a dreadful sound is in his ears, and prosperity, the destroyer, shall come upon him. All right, so a dreadful sound is in his ears. And that's this word going out. All right, and to prove that, we getting the emails, man. We're getting the strikes. Oh, hell, the video we just watched. Why are you watching the Israelites? They're totally harmless. Okay? All we do is go out there and teach the word. You know, we bring out the word. You know, and people will say it's all opinions. You know what I mean? But here it is. You're threatened by it, man. Okay? Again, that dreadful sound. This shows you that this devil is being cut. All right? Because, again, his throne is being threatened, man. His seat, his seat on the throne is being threatened. All right? So, therefore, again, he's taking offense. And this is what's going to cause him to come down upon the saints. Matter of fact, let's get Revelations. And we'll start at Revelations 12. And we'll start at verse 12. It says, therefore, rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. So again, it's going to cause that devil to come down upon the saints, man. All right, because he knoweth he have but a short time. This devil is aware of prophecy, man. All right, Wisdom Solomon 2. Okay, which Lord will, we're going to get in the GNT. But this devil is very well aware of prophecy. All right, so he's going to come down upon the saints because, you know, they out there teaching. They telling him, they basically, they pulling out the tabs. You know what I mean? Revealing this nigga. You know, and everybody's starting to find out who this guy is, man. Oh, the Scooby-Doo cartoon, I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids. And that's Esau Edom, man. That's the spirit of Esau. You see? But he's not going to get away with it. He's being revealed. All right? Therefore, what he going to do? He fuck it. Because he got the pride. You don't remember when going back to Egypt, when the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart? That's what he's going to do with Esau. So, the pride of this devil, he going to say, fuck it. He going to crash out. He going to come down upon the saints and he going to try it. You see? He going to try it, man. Meaning he going to try the Lord. You see? And you got to be a fucking prideful, you know what I mean? A prideful demon to try, you know, Yahawashi, man. You know, the one who created you. You see? It says, let me see. It says, continue. I want to jump down. Verse 15, it says, and the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away by the flood. The enemy shall come in like a flood. You know, he's going to come down, all right, with that great wrath. You see? It says, and the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of Yahawashi and have the testimony of Yahawashi. See, he don't really give a damn about these other Israelites, man. They're just probably gonna be tortured. All right, they're just probably gonna be tortured. They're gonna be thrown in these prisons and be tortured and be done away with. But the main threat is the man that's coming in the spirit of Yahawashi, man. Okay, because guess what? We out here proclaiming a new king, a new rulership. All right? Just like how the Romans felt threatened. Here they are. They back today. And guess what? Yahawashi is still Yahawashi is back upon the scene as well, but he's doing it through his men. You see? And this devil, he's going to try to do it all over again. He's going to try to persecute Yahawashi, man. Showing you these are the devils that the Bible speak of, man. Because again, the Romans, that's who persecuted the Lord Yahawashi and the men. So here it is once again. Hey, as they say, history repeats itself. Here it is once again. This devil trying to come down with great wrath upon the men of the Lord, man. All right? Upon Yahawashi. You see? He trying to stop the word of Yahawashi, man. But see, the Lord said what? Touch not my anointed. Okay? See, this is the time where the Lord finna reveal his power, man. All right? The Lord is finna really get back on Esau, man. He finna really get back on Esau. And that's why we can boldly, boldly stand out there, make out what it says, make that foreheads hard against their foreheads, roughly paraphrasing, and that Ezekiel. We can boldly do that against these people, man. Cause see, we truly trust in our power, man. And we understand at the end of the day, hell, we got the victory, man. Lord will, we are that number. Okay, moving on. Let me get on Psalms. Psalms 37 and verse 12. It says, the wicked plotteth against the just, and gnashes upon him with his teeth. And that's what they're doing. They're plotting against the just, man. The CIA and the FBI, they're plotting against the just, man. All right? They're coming upon them. And that's why they make these different legislation and laws. Here it is. They finna ban street teaching, man. Okay, it's over there in the UK. See, one thing about it, I know it's about certain prophecies, man. The Lord, he's going to save the best for last, man. It's a build-up to it. If you see all these things like the uproars of the people and certain famines, okay, even the wars, all right, they happening in these other lands before they get to Babylon the Great, man. You see, they happen. It's a build-up to it. Okay, and the Lord, that's what he's going to do. He's going to save the best for last, man. You see? But again, it says the wicked plotteth against the just, and gnashes upon him with his teeth. His legislations and laws. It says the Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. Yeah, see, the wicked seeth that his day is coming. Okay? Again, Revelations 12 and 12. That's why he's going to come down with great wrath. Because what? He knoweth that he had but a short time. You see? Verse 14. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, to slay such as be of upright conversation. And see, that's the thing. He drawed their sword and bent the bow upon the righteous. Okay? Not only through his legislation and laws, but again, going into that Revelations 12 and 12, he's going to come down upon the righteous, man. And those who will be in upright conversations. Okay, those who are following Yahawashi, man. Okay, and truth, fear, faith, and sincerity, man. Okay, again, those bro, them other Israelites, those nymphs, niggas and fringes, they don't even matter. They don't even fucking matter. It's the ones who come with the testimony. It's the main threat. They're the main problem. Because what? They have the truth. All right? They have the truth, and they're standing so boldly. They're standing so boldly against this system. So they are a threat. Okay? So don't think Esau Edom's not watching you, man. If you in this thing, man. Don't think he's not watching you, because he's taking names. That nigga is taking names, man. You see? But let's get matter of fact, it says, their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. That's it. You know, again, considering his legislation law, all that shit's gonna fall back upon him. Everything that this devil has done, okay, it's gonna fall back upon him, man. Okay, it's coming back upon him. He's not gonna escape. That's the thing. He's not gonna get away with nothing, man. All right, but let's get this real quick. The This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2. This is the GNT version. I start at verse 6. It says, the wicked say, come on, then let's enjoy the good things of life and live in this world the way we did when we were young and free of care. Let's drink the most expensive wines and use the finest perfumes. Let's not miss a single flower in the springtime before the roses wither. Let's pick them and wear them in our hair. Let's all join in and leave signs everywhere of our carefree reverie. Life owes us that much. Yeah, and that's the mindset of this fucking prideful devil. That's why you see them with the top-notch shit, man. Even the average Edomite, man, like shit. You would think he might be Jake just because he got the top-notch shit. No, man, he just living his best life. It's his kingdom. That's one thing you gotta think about, man. It's his kingdom. So he gonna get to find the top-notch. All right? Which Edomite really ain't got flavor, man. You know what I mean? Again, they get a lot of our ways from us during the time of the Moors, which Moors just mean, dark-skinned, black, But during the time of the Moors when we was teaching them, okay, over there in the east, a little close to the Western Asia, all right, what they call Europe today, okay, that's a lot of ways they get from us, man. Okay, because this ain't nothing but a cave beast. Like I was talking to the brothers. I said, bro, you got to look at the typical American. Okay? For one, they are assholes. Okay, they rude. They really have no manners. Okay? So that goes upon the category of being assholes. Okay, they stink. Right? They fucking stink, man. All right, a lot of these Americans, they don't know how to clean themselves properly, and that even includes our people as well, man. They fit into that category as well, because a lot of Jakes, you know what I mean? You see a lot of Jakes just give up on the hygiene and shit, But again, going back to these Edomites, man, a lot of them, they don't clean themselves, okay? And it was shit, man. It was one more. But just thinking of that, man, that's your average American, man. They assholes, they rude, they don't clean themselves, they're dirty. You see, and that's just, and they're dumb. That's another one. That is. And they're simple. They're very, very simple. And that's the mindset of a caveman, man. Those are characteristics of a damn caveman, which goes back to who? Esau Edom. All right? The one who lived in the cliffs of the rocks. You see? Grunting and shit, you know what I mean? That's you know what I mean? When you think of a caveman, you can compare it to American, man. They're simple, they're assholes, and they're dirty, man. You see? And that includes their diets being off as well. All right? But this guy here it is, he's living it up. Like I said, he got the top notch, the nicest cars, He got the women because he got the money, you know what I mean? But even he's losing at that, because a lot of his women is recognizing Jake, all right? Because guess what? We at the end of his kingdom. But let's continue. Verse 10, it says, we'll oppress the poor even if they are righteous. Oh, the prideful devil. We shall show no respect for widows or old people. We'll call ourselves, yes, it's like it says, we'll show no respect for widows or old people. We'll call ourselves right if we are wrong. Salaka, if we are strong enough to get what we want. Now that sounds just like Esau Edom, man. It says no one ever got anywhere by being weak. Righteous people are nothing but are nauseous. So let's look for chances to get rid of them. They are against what we do. They accuse us of breaking the law of Moses and violating the traditions of our ancestors. Yeah, because even the elder here brought this out as well. Because, Esau, he's a Hebrew, but he's a Hebrew Edomite. Okay? He's a Hebrew, but he's a Hebrew Edomite. And that's what he's doing. Remember, scripture said they had broken the, Isaiah, what is that? Damn, I think that's Isaiah 24. Okay? They have broken the ordinances. The earth is given into the inhabitants thereof. It's defiled. The earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. Okay, and this goes into how they broke into ordinances. Okay, yeah, they totally go against Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi, man. Okay, and there's laws on the land. There's laws for how you do certain animals. You know, when you get ready to eat them and all that stuff. You know, it's laws on all that, man. Hell, even eating your food all the way cooked. All right, it's laws on that. You see? But let's continue. It's like a slaughter. When you get ready to slaughter the animals, you know, to prepare them for yourself. It's laws on all that. All right? And he totally goes against it. It says, verse 13, they claim to know Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi, and they call themselves the Lord's children. That's us out there on the highways and byways. Are we not doing that? It says we can't stand the sight of people like that. It says what they are contradicts. So like what they are contradicts our whole. What they are contradicts our whole way of thinking. They are not like other people. They have strange ways. They think that our moral standards are so corrupt that everything we do should be avoided. They boast of having Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi for their father and believe that when all is said and done, only the righteous will be happy. And that's us. That's us. That's why the FBI and CIA, this is what they going into. This is what they looking at. This is what they hearing. And they get all that and they say, oh, sound like a threat to me. You know? All right, but it's all prophecy, baby. It's all prophecy. So we saying, hey, Esau, do what you gotta do. Come on with it. Hell, we ready to go home anyway, man. Sick of looking at your ass, man. All right, it says, but we'll see if that's true. Let's see what will happen when it's time for them to die. If the righteous really are Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi's children, Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi will save them from their enemies. So let's put them to the test. We'll be cruel to them and torment them. Then we'll find out how calm and reasonable they are. We'll find out just how much they can stand. We'll condemn them to a shameful death after all they that say that Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi will protect them. And that's what they say. They say, what the righteous man died for the shameful death. So roughly paraphrasing, the scriptures speak upon that. All right, and that's what he think. This simple-minded demon. That's what he think, man. But guess what, man? You gonna see the mans who basically become martyrs for this truth, the ones who you beheaded. You gonna see them again. You're gonna see them again. Okay, and it ain't gonna be pretty. It says this is how evil people think, but they are wrong. They are blinded by their own wickedness. They have never known Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi's secrets. Never hope for the rewards of a holy and blameless life. When Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi created us, he did not intend for us to die. He made us like himself. It was the devil's jealousy that brought death into the world, and those who belong to the devil are the ones who will die. And that's it. Okay. Thus said Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi. The one who belongs to this. Oh, that goes into the ones who's gonna take that mark. All right. The one who's gonna take that MOTB, that seal. Okay. They're gonna ones that's gonna be deleted, man. Thus said the Lord. Okay. But as for the righteous shall be the last one standing. As the beloved brother Barak here say, hey, when the smoke clears and the dust settles, then we shall see who's the last one standing, man. All right, and I'm going to leave it with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Till next time, I'd like to say shalom.